Was out mowing the thick grass and I hit a rock I didn't see, and I busted the spindle on the deck. Broke it right off. Well, I didn't break the spindle, I broke the shaft from the spindle up to the pulley. Broke that pulley right off. So I gotta get a new one put on. All ready to work on this deck. We got to get it back together. I ordered the parts a few days ago and they're already here. I already checked them out. Got them from a company called the Mower Shop. Just told them the model and serial number of the mower, and the parts were here in a couple days. Here's what happened here. I already took this off with a screwdriver. I got my tools right there already ready to go. I've got one screw there. It actually messed this up. I should have probably ordered this, but it's not really important. And there's another screw right here. Looks like I lost one from up there. The first thing we got to do is take the blade off underneath. Once we get the blade off, then we'll drop this. I don't want to take this off, the spindle off, until that blade comes off underneath there. That's holding it in place for us. This is my workbench on the dollar. This is just a stamped deck. It's not like these fabricated decks. These don't last as long, but they're so much easier to work on. They're lighter. They're lighter, easy to move around. And if you get stuck out there with your mower, you could just lift your mower up, flip it over, and get out of the stuck spot. You can see how there's a couple plates welded on here that I got fixed for me before. I got a bunch of bits out here. I'm not playing around with a socket. I thought I could get away with just using the impact, not strong enough. And of course, the wrong size, 1/2 inch, 3/8. I got 1/2 inch, 3/8, 1/4. Every sticking socket's a different one. It never fails. All right, so I gotta get an extension. Of course, I had to go from a 1/2 inch down to a 3/8 for the socket. It's like you have to keep 6 different socket sets at your house: 1/4 inch, 3/8, 1/2 inch, and your standard. And then you got to have the same thing: 1/4 inch, 3/8, and 1/2 inch in metric. It's crazy. Now I don't know why this couldn't do that. It didn't seem that hard. The spindle off. That's better. That's what happened right there. It still spins, but this whole top part smoothed out. There you go. That's why you got to order this part, the shaft for it. So that's what we're looking at there, right there. It's going to go in like this. Something like that. I'll have to bang it in, I guess. There it goes. You got to put your new shaft in there, just like that. and that's what bolts onto your pulley on the top that broke off. So make sure if you get a spindle, you get a new shaft. Let's spray these bolts. Well, here's something interesting I just looked at. Look at the bolt holes in the old spindle. If you can see, they're threaded. In this replacement, they're smooth. There's no threads inside this new spindle. I don't know what the heck's up with that. I wonder if the screws will create their own threads. Let's see. That's what it did. It threaded these bolts. There must be some sort of soft metal or something. It created their own threads going in. So that was easy. I can't believe that they threaded their own, made their own threads inside that thing. That's crazy. Now, what way does it go on here? I don't know which way it goes on. If it goes on this way or this way. So let's take the other one off and see. So it looks like the flat side goes up. And it's held on with one bolt. I did buy a new one just in case, which we needed anyway because it disappeared. Let's hit this with some spray. Alright, so I'm having a hard time getting this bolt on here. Yep. So we got to come back to this project. This bolt that they sent me does not fit onto that shaft. And if you look closely here, it actually says on here left hand, and that's not a left-handed thread. So I've been fighting and fighting trying to get this bolt to go onto this shaft. It comes up from down there. To get this bolt on, this bolt will not go on. I took that bolt off, the old one, on the other side, and that bolt went right onto here, no problem. So this bolt that they sent me is the wrong bolt. So I have to call them and let them know. The last time we were here, I was trying to put this shaft up through the bottom, put this pulley on it, and tighten it down, but I could not get this bolt on. No matter what I tried, this bolt would not go on here. And I had to actually stop and call the company that I ordered this parts from and told them that this bolt won't go on. So they had these in stock and they actually tried to put them on themselves and it wouldn't fit. So they realized they had the wrong one. So they overnighted me the real bolt. So let's see, I haven't looked at it yet. So this is supposedly the correct bolt. and it goes on. So now we can try. We'll try to finish this job. So I gotta hold the bolt underneath, the deck bolt, the blade bolt. All right, so that's on. And now we gotta fix it underneath. We gotta put this blade back on underneath of it. So this is the blade. This is the bolt for your blade. And anytime you're dealing with these blades that go on a deck, whether it be a brush hog, a brush mower, a lawn mower, anything like that, these always get rusty and real tight. So anytime I'm messing with them, I put on some anti-seize on these bolts especially. This is the new bolt. That's the old bolt. And you can see how they get real rusty. And then you'll be under there with a hammer trying to break them free. That is it. That is done. This was the damaged one right here. So there's the finished project. The only thing that was holding me up was that one bolt on top of here, on top of this pulley. Other than that, it would have been a real easy job. I'm really surprised that the threads on the spindles were made by the screws. That's the one thing that kind of surprised me on this whole deal. But I'm gonna go put this back on the mower. We're back in business.